Hello, welcome back to our channel. We hope everybody's keeping well.
If you caught our last video, you'll have seen that we were shopping for a new caravan, and after a lot of careful deliberation and a lot of research, we made a decision about which caravan to buy, and we are really excited about it.
And the day is finally here. It arrived at Sussex Caravans this week. They've given it a pre-delivery inspection and it is waiting there for us to go and collect.
Coming up in this video, we pick up our shiny new Swift from Sussex Caravans and hit the road for our very first trip. But before all that excitement, let's rewind a few days as we empty and prepare our trusty Coachman Amara ready for part exchange. First, we emptied everything out of the caravan and took the opportunity to declutter anything we no longer needed.
Just a few things removed from the caravan and piled up in our spare bedroom.
Next up was a thorough clean of the inside and outside of the van to make sure that it was in the best possible condition for its new owners.
Our current caravan is now cleaned inside and out and emptied and ready to go up to Sussex Caravan to be appraised for the part exchange. And I've got to say, I am really sad to see it go. I'm really sad to part with this caravan. We have had so many wonderful adventures in it, but I'm also really excited for the new adventures to come. Are you sad to say goodbye to our caravan?
I'm really sad to say goodbye. Towing it for the last time and leaving it there. Oh, it's a little bit emotional.
Well, the driveway looks really empty without the caravan in it. Let's hope it's not too long before we collect our new one.
In fact, it was just a few short days before we were jumping back in the car full of excitement and anticipation to collect our Swift Goodwood from Sussex Caravans.
There it is!
Okay, we are at Sussex Caravans and we're going to go and say hello and get all the paperwork done just before our handover demonstration.
If you're looking for a caravan, we really cannot recommend the team at Sussex Caravans enough. Paperwork completed, it was time to head outside for our handover. Every purchase comes with a full and extensive 2-hour handover with Chris, who will give you a full overview of how everything works.
We can check the battery up in this side. Now at the moment your battery's running on 13 on a day like this. You can see in the summertime it could be as high as 14 because of the solar panel. Yeah, again, we've got here left motor, right motor, battery forwards, diagonals again. Now, what I'm going to do, drop down, wind this down on the ground, lift this up, lift that up.
This is especially helpful if you're a first-time buyer, or if, like us, you're changing caravan and want to understand all the ins and outs of your new van.
Final preparations for our first tow, taking home our new caravan. I'm so excited.
We are all super excited for you guys.
Thank
and
you.
We can't wait to see your adventures in it. We're so happy for you guys.
The team were so lovely and so excited for us. A big thank you to Erin, Justine and Chris.
We're so happy for you.
Chris, can we put you on speed dial please when we inevitably forget how something works and we can't turn on heating or something? That would be terrific. Thank you. We had a couple of weeks to move everything back out of our spare room, stow it away in the caravan, make up the bed and find places for everything. Then it was time to hook up and head off on our very first adventure. We booked 2 nights at one of our favourite sites, Concierge Camping in West Sussex. We've made a couple of videos from this site before and we absolutely love it, so we'll link those in the description if you'd like to see a full site tour and review.
Well, we've arrived after a nice easy drive. We've set up everything on the outside of the caravan, water, electrics and what have you, and that was just in time because it has now just started to rain.
So we've turned our attention to the inside and trying to figure out where we're going to put everything. In our previous caravan, we had it all pretty much figured out. Everything had the perfect home, and now it's a little bit like trying to start from scratch.
It is. Where's it all gonna go?
We have got too much stuff.
I know exactly where these are going to go, in my tummy.
And Dozer has already made himself very comfortable.
Well, that's everything set up, and we think we found a home for everything, which is good. Now though, we're going to take Dozer for a quick walk before settling down for the evening, and tomorrow we will give you a full tour of our brand new caravan. Okay, well it's about time for that tour, isn't it? So let's give you a tour of our 2024 Swift Goodwood Sport.
Affectionately known as Trailer Swift.
Let's start with the outside, shall we? The Sprite Goodwood Sport is a dealer special from Sussex Caravans, and it's based on the Sprite Alpine 4. So if you're familiar with that caravan, you're familiar with some of the features. However, I'm going to point out some of the things that are unique about the dealer special. First of all, the decals are specially selected by Sussex Caravans. The colour is slightly different to the standard Sprite, and you've got this lovely Goodwood detailing on the decals here. The Swift Sprite doesn't come with a window in the door, although the Sussex Caravans dealer special, the Goodwood, does have a window there, and I think that makes quite a nice difference actually. And moving along the caravan, you can see that the theming of the decals carries on throughout. It's their 35th anniversary edition, don't you know? Moving towards the back, if you're familiar with the layout, you'll know that one thing that is potentially a slight compromise about this layout is that the cassette for the toilet will come out in the awning if you have a full awning on. Yet to put an awning on this one yet, because this is our first trip away, so we'll see if that's a bother for us or not. So on this side of the caravan, of course, this is the business side. So you've got the wastewater outlet here, you've got the water intake and the electric cabinet as well. There's also a handy locker to get underneath the bed, which is a cavernous amount of storage. Of course, being rear of the axle, we need to be really careful of the weight that goes in there. So here's the side access to the under bed storage. We've only got a couple of things in there at the moment, but obviously when you're parked up, you can put a lot more in there for extra storage if you need it. Very handy. Another great feature of the dealer special package is that we have a 100-watt solar panel on the roof, and we actually paid to also have a motor mover installed, so we've got a power touch manually engaged motor mover. At the front of the caravan we have a decent sized gas locker with an anthracite grey colour to it, which I think adds a really nice touch to the look of the front of the caravan. One feature I really love about this, and of course everybody knows about this, but this is really exciting to me, is a little step-on area so that you can step onto the A-frame of the caravan to get up and clean the windows, which I think is very nifty. Now, I think this is another feature of the dealer special, the Alco ATC towing control, which I think adds a great amount of stability to the caravan. Certainly when we were towing it here yesterday, felt super smooth and very, very steady. Three other features of the dealer special package at the front end of the caravan are an external gas point, so you can sizzle your sausages on your Kadak outside, access to the under-seat storage in the front of the caravan from outside as well, and also a 230 volt 3-pin plug.
For your fairy lights.
For your fairy lights.
Now, your Goodwood Sport won't come with a grumpy, sleepy chocolate Labrador, but what it does come with as part of the dealer special are these lovely soft furnishings in the lounge. And I have to say, the colour scheme and the colour of the wood and the accent and the cushions and the soft furnishings really appealed to us when we looked at this caravan, and it's something that makes it really feel homely to us. So Sussex Caravans picked all of the soft furnishing colours, all of the matching cushions and things like that. And I have to say, the lounge area is really comfy. Dozer can attest to that because he actually slept on this sofa overnight, and I think he really enjoyed himself. Now, our previous caravan, our Amara, had a centre console which had loads of storage in the middle, and we used that for things like board game storage and games and things like that. So we've yet to see how we get on without it. I think one of the things I do miss already is like the little table that we had in the Amara right by the entranceway, which basically became the dumping ground for all of our stuff. But I think it's really nicely offset by the fact that we've got this lovely skylight, and it just brings in so much light into this lounge. I absolutely love it. One of the other unique features of the Goodwood Sport are these panels on the side windows instead of curtains, which I think really add a lovely touch to the inside of the caravan, and also has a more practical purpose, because if you're sitting back in your lounge, instead of kind of bashing your head on the plastic of the window frame, you're just going to be able to rest it nicely on this panel instead. And the lounge area also converts into a double bed just by pulling out the centre panel and rearranging the cushions, which makes this caravan 4-berth or 2 humans and 1 Labrador.
Now, I'm the chef of the household, so I'm going to give you a talk through the kitchen. For us, this is great. There's a little bit more space than there was in our previous caravan, so a good amount of space for cooking. We've got a Dometic fridge freezer, decent enough size for us. The sink here I really love, actually. Not only do I love the taps, but the sink is nice and deep, and it comes with a very handy plastic draining board which you can put here to do your washing up and leave it all to drain on the side of the sink, and then pop it away again once you're finished. Really nifty. Over here we've got a Thetford double oven, or oven and grill, and it has a 3-burner gas hob, 1 big burner and 2 kind of medium-sized burners. We haven't christened it yet, although tonight I'm going to make a spag bol, so we'll see how it works. At the end of the cooker here you have the area where the table is stored. Now at eye level you have a microwave here. Now this is a plateless microwave, so no more remembering to take the plate out before travel. Lovely little scooped shelf here, which I think makes a really nice design feature. Couple of plugs there and some light switches. Up here we have 2 cupboards. We've got 1 cupboard for plates, cups and glasses. There's also the panel for the solar panel on the roof inside there as well. Our only drawback so far is that food storage is a little bit more limited than it was in our previous caravan. So we've got some food here and some food in one of the cupboards in the lounge. Even though we're only away for 2 nights, we love our food. So that is those. And at the end here, you've got a lovely little shelving area, and we have decided to use that for tea and coffee storage and for our mugs and coffee maker as well. I think there's cheese in here, Mum.
I've got a little nose print on my lens, puppy. So this fixed bed is one of the major reasons that we decided to change our caravan. It's got a Duvelet mattress, it's a double, and it is really, really comfortable. And I tell you what, coming in last night from the bar at Concierge Camping, having had a couple of beers and not having to make up the bed in the lounge was just a gift, and it was exactly what we were hoping we would achieve with this brand new caravan. So let me talk you through a couple of the other features of the bedroom area. Again, you've got some lovely soft furnishing from Sussex Caravans for the dealer special, as well as this lovely panels on the window. And as well, we also have these really great little kind of, I guess, night stand shelves, so perfect for your bits and bobs at night. And there's some individual night lights up there as well, and a USB socket for plugging in your phones. To the right of the bed is a vanity unit, and again, this was one of the major reasons that we chose this caravan, because we felt like the layout would work so well for us. So it's somewhere for me to take my contact lenses out in the evening and get ready in the morning without being shut away in a bathroom or getting in Mac's way while he's perhaps getting breakfast ready. It is going to take a little bit of getting used to remember that the sink is not inside the bathroom itself, but there's a great bit of storage under the sink. Let me show you. And that is where we can store all of our various bits and pieces.
And here is the little room, the toilet and the shower. So standard Thetford toilet, and there's a little shelf above there, actually quite a big shelf. And then you have the shower over here. There's plenty of light in there as well due to the clear skylight, which really helps. Now, one drawback of this is that there is no heating duct in here, but we have had quite a few suggestions from our wonderful viewers about the possibility of extending the heating duct into this bathroom, so that might well be a project that we put on our list.
Storage is really important to us, so once we've arrived on site, we want to be able to have somewhere to put all of our bits and bobs so that they don't get in the way and make the place look untidy. Now, Mac already showed you the access point outside the caravan, but you can also access the underbed storage just by lifting up the bed, and there's tons of room under there as well. And also there's a fantastic wardrobe, which is obviously where we've put all of our clothes, and a shoe rack. There's storage under one of the sofas, which you can also access from outside, and then a couple of cabinets above each sofa, slightly less than we were probably used to in our Amara, but I'm pretty sure we've got enough storage for all of our bits and bobs here. And also in one of these top cupboards is the stereo, which has a Bluetooth speaker, so we can Bluetooth our Spotify playlist to it, which is brilliant. And one of the things that we've been really impressed with in this caravan is the lighting scheme. It is so lovely and bright and cozy in the evenings, but it's a little bit too sunshiny outside to show you that right now. So we'll show you the lighting system a little bit later. For now, I think it's time for a cup of tea. Oh my gosh, look at all this fur. Look at all this fur. You what a good boy you are.
Well, now it's nice and dark outside, we can give you a little look at the lighting scheme in here. And I have to say, there are lots of ways you can configure the lighting to suit the mood. At the moment, in the front end, we've kind of got all of the lights on. There are these nice strip lights at the top of the cabinets on either side. And if I turn those off, it will leave just the little spots that we've got on. So let me turn the big ones off as they fade out nicely. And now you've got a much more ambient kind of light with just the spots underneath each seat and 2 spots underneath on the ceiling there as well. And all of those you can turn off too, he says. So in the middle of the Caravan there's also the same thing, strip lights above the cabinet. So let me just switch those on. That's the switch by the door. Now that really brightens up this space for when you're cooking, preparing food, washing up or what have you. There's also a couple of spots underneath the cabinets, so turn those on. So again, in this area, really nice and bright, but also configurable. So let me just turn these big ones off. And then it's much more calmer, ambient light.
In the bedroom area, there are LED strips above the cabinets and also in the sink vanity area, which Mac is going to turn off now. And that just leaves these little night lights on either side for reading and chilling out before bed. Speaking of which,
we'll see you in the morning for a wrap up. Night night.
Night.
Enjoying some breakfast time cuddles.
You like the new Caravan dozer?
You do, don't you? You get to sleep on the sofa without being disturbed. Lucky soldier.
Well, we have come to the end of our very first stay in Trailer Swift, 2 nights at Concierge Camping. Really, we could have stayed for longer, but unfortunately, it's now time to pack up and head home.
So we are going to give you a wrap up of our thoughts, how it's gone, and some takeaways from our very first trip. We had thought that there was not as much storage as in our previous caravan. However, with the underbed storage for those things that you don't need very often, we figured out that there is plenty of room for everything we need. We've got these nifty little plastic boxes to be able to put things like this away for travelling, which I think is actually just about perfect.
If you saw our previous video, you know that layout was really important to us, and so we spent a lot of time researching what would work well for us and what we thought we were looking for. And I'm really pleased to report that all of that research has paid dividends. The layout really worked for us on this trip, especially that little getting ready vanity area and the fixed bed. So happy to report, very, very pleased with the layout.
Speaking of layout, the extra space that this layout affords you, for us as a couple with a dog, is just about right. There's plenty of space for us to move around, Dozer can turn around freely and lay in a few different places. So for us, we think that works out pretty well.
We've loved having the fixed bed. It's really transformed things for us, just like we hoped it would. We went over to the bar on Friday night, had a couple of drinks. When we got back, we didn't have to worry about making up the bed in the lounge. It was brilliant. And last night we were feeling a little bit tired, went to bed and left Dozer snoozing on the couch, and we didn't even have to wake him up and put him into bed. It was perfect.
We've had no snags so far, which is great, although we are kind of expecting them being a brand new caravan. The only thing I would say is that the fridge, the buttons are so sensitive, you've only got to walk past it or even look at it funny and it thinks you're trying to change a setting. But other than that, all good.
Aside from all the practicalities, we absolutely love the look and feel of the caravan. Outside we love the decals, and on the inside it feels so homely and cosy and stylish, and we are really happy with our purchase.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this video of us collecting our caravan and our very first trip.
Join us for our next adventure, and meanwhile, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.